Coming up on Oswego Now, they broke the rules. Today, we know the punishment. The penalties facing the Syracuse University men's basketball team following an NCAA investigation.
Also tonight on Oswego Now, find out how the community is banding together in support of a local campaign and learn just how you can get involved.
We've been stuck in this cold pattern for months now, but a big change is on the way. We're going to get really warm into next week. I'll time it all out for you in my full forecast. This is Oswego Now.
Good evening, I'm Dan Fromm.
And I'm Rob Hackford. Welcome to News at 4.
Now let's see what's coming up in your weather with meteorologist Molly Matat. Molly?
We've been stuck in this cold pattern for months now, but a big change is on the way. A warm-up is in our future. I'll time it all out for you in my full forecast. This is Oswego Now.
A developing story from the Syracuse University Hill tonight, where the men's basketball team now faces some stiff penalties following an NCAA investigation that started in 2001. Our James Mann has more on the punishment the team is facing.
Thanks, Dan. Part of the team's penalty will be stripping coach Jim Boeheim of 108 wins, making him the NCAA's sixth most winning coach. The team has also been stripped of 12 scholarships over the next 4 years, and Boeheim suspended for 9 ACC conference games next season. As you can imagine, some fans are disappointed with the penalties the school is facing.
It's tough in the ACC, but there's no reason. I mean, Syracuse is still Syracuse. They have a great facility for basketball. So, you know, maybe they won't be a national championship contender, but they'll still definitely, you'll see them on ESPN.
Syracuse University will play its last game of the season against NC State at 12 o'clock on Saturday. Back to you, Dan.
Thank you, James. In an email statement to the university today, Chancellor Kent Suverud released a statement. He said Syracuse University did and does not agree with all the conclusions reached by the NCAA.
We're learning more about SUNY Oswego's plans to discourage students from participating in the annual bar crawl called the Bridge Street Run. Oswego State has booked an on-campus concert with some popular performers on the last day of classes. That's traditionally the day students walk from bar to bar as part of the Bridge Street Run. The event got out of hand last year, however, when one student died of a drug overdose and 2 others were hit by a trolley. Bar manager Jordan Harmon supports the university's efforts.
My point of view as a bar manager, it prevents a lot of these students from coming in, or kids around here coming in that are underage and trying to buy alcohol, trying to get into the door past a bouncer, which puts the bartender and the bar owner in jeopardy of getting caught by the liquor authority or getting arrested.
The concert lineup includes Time Flies, B.O.B., Mac Miller, and Big Sean. The concert is open to the general public, and tickets for students go on sale Sunday at noon. The general public can buy tickets March 30th from the Campus Center box office.
As technology changes, so does the world around us. The same goes for Oswego County, where 911 dispatchers have started accepting text messages as a means of calling for help. 911 dispatchers say they strongly suggest that you call if you are able, but if you are not, you can text 911 just like any other text message to receive assistance in an emergency situation. Legislator Linda Lockwood says this service will greatly help those who are hearing or speech impaired.
The Children's Advocacy Center has partnered with SUNY Oswego's men's ice hockey team and the Delta Kappa Kappa fraternity to host its For the Kids fundraising campaign to combat child abuse. Oswego's own Mimi Aruna now reports.
A local effort in support of the For the Kids campaign starts off the month of March strong with the bowling fundraiser at Lighthouse.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
For the Kids is a student-run campaign working with the Children's Advocacy Center in Oswego. The campaign's main goal is to raise awareness of child abuse by hosting many events throughout the community. For the Kids founder Denville Hay says he's excited by the community support.
Community support is honestly what makes, it really makes what we're doing worthwhile. I mean, it's one thing to know, think to yourself that I think I'm doing a good thing and, I feel like I'm doing a good thing, but once, you get the support of other people and you can take what you're doing from right here and bring it to right here just because people also believe in what you believe in. It's it's a really great feeling. And, you know, events like this that people can come out to and know that they're supporting a great cause while having a great time, and, you know, just building that support base it gets me going in a sense. You know, it's really what makes, you know, doing all this stuff worthwhile.
For the Kids hopes to raise $10,000 for the Children Advocacy Center.
For our campaign, we really have two main goals: to raise as much awareness as humanly possible, and to raise $10,000 for the CAC. Last year, we fell just short of $4,000. We raised $3,700 through the single event and our online donation page. So we really see the room for growth and see the potential that we can raise 10 grand. And I mean, if we don't, let's get as close to that as possible.
I don't know about you guys, but this fundraiser is definitely up my alley, no pun intended. But on a serious note, the For the Kids campaign will be hosting more events throughout the year. You can learn more about the campaign by going on Facebook and searching For the Kids. I'm Amy Haruna, reporting from Lighthouse Lanes. Now back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks for that, Mimi. And Dan, you might not know this, but that's a nice preparation because April is actually Child Abuse Awareness Month.
You don't say.
Yeah, this month is also Women's History Month. Last month was Black History Month.
Well, there seems to be a month for everything nowadays.
Honestly,
and
that's
thank
very
goodness they're on the things that matter.
Yes, very, very true.
A look to how to make this tax season a little easier with a few tips. That story still to come on Oswego Now.
But first, a quick look at your weather with Molly Matat.
That's about 1/3 of the returns it will process this year.
Our temperatures are still below average. I'll have your full forecast right after the break. Stay tuned.
Route 11 in Pulaski will be closed for up to 10 days so that crews can replace a small drainage pipe. The construction will close a major road and could have an effect on businesses. I spoke with Mr. Sub-owner Sherry Miles on how her business is faring with the construction.
It's not too bad yet. If it was in the middle of summer or fishing, it would make a difference because there would be a congestion of traffic. But right now it's not too bad.
Detours for through traffic will be provided between Route 13 and South Jefferson Street.
The American Foundry is having a special event for Love Our Lighthouse Day auction fundraiser. Jessica DeSoto has the story.
The West Pierhead Lighthouse celebrates its 80th anniversary this year. Within the past 20 years, it's been operating with solar power. Since then, the lighthouse has been facing preservation problems.
The Coast Guard was no longer funded or staffed in order to maintain these historic structures. The city took ownership of the lighthouse and a committee was formed to begin planning the restoration of the structure that had been unoccupied for over 40 years.
The H. Lee White Maritime Museum stepped into the committee, taking over the responsibility for raising the funds for restoration. The Love Our Lighthouse event, sponsored by the museum and director Mercedes Nees, is a benefit auction to have the lighthouse back to its original condition.
Needs some work, needs some interior work, which we're currently taking care of, but we have to have the roof fixed and the exterior.
Those attending the auction fundraiser can bid exciting prices like
it's our trip to Las Vegas for a week, and then the plane tickets, as well as some spending money. So that's really going to be fun for somebody to bid on and win. We have some really great items, boating safety classes, lots of great silent auction items. You know, we have baskets of goodies.
Love Our Lighthouse Day and auction fundraiser is tomorrow, April 25th, starting at 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. This is Jessica DeSoto, Oswego Now.
The auction fundraiser tickets are $10 at the door. To make donations and for more information, contact the H. Lee White Maritime Museum at hlwmm.org.
And one family takes a stand this weekend after a tragedy involving synthetic drug use. Our own Kiana Raisha has more on the fair.
A local family devastated by synthetic drug use will take a stand this weekend. Teresa Wilson of Mexico, New York, lost her son Victor in 2012 after he took drugs he legally bought in Oswego. Teresa explains why she got started in this cause.
VOW Foundation is a fairly new nonprofit 501c3 organization that I formed following the death of my son. And 2.5, almost 3 years ago, Victor was 19. He was a college student, and he tried the new synthetic drugs that were in the stores. And he had a fatal reaction, and he died in August of 2012. And ever since then, I have vowed to save lives.
Banning synthetic drugs has been a tricky task for the state and federal government. Laws ban drugs based on chemical composition. Synthetic drugs can be tweaked slightly to fit loopholes in legislation and be deemed legal. VOW will hold its second annual Substance Awareness Family Education, or SAFE, fair this Sunday. Teresa talks about what the fair will consist of.
I have over 19 exhibitors. I have the Sheriff's Department, the Oswego County Drug Task Force. I have the Lifestyles of SUNY there, OCO, Farnham, COCO, real lot of good organizations that know about substance abuse, addiction, prevention, treatment, and healthy options.
The second annual SAFE Fair will be taking place this Saturday at 12 p.m. at the Elks Lodge in Oswego. For Oswego Now, I'm Kiana Resha.
For more information, visit iHeartOswego.com or contact Teresa directly at 402-6119.
This weekend, Oswego hosts a SUNY-wide film festival that will showcase student films and videos from across the state. Sam Moores is able to get an inside look at the festival.
First of all, I'd say the SUNY-wide Film Festival is going into its sixth year, and Phil Hastings from Fredonia created it. And one of the things I think that it does is it brings the greater SUNY community together to celebrate the creative work of students, the work of faculty, those collaborations that happen. And it also keeps us updated with one another, what's going on in our schools.
We're screening 35 films across 4 categories. There's animation, documentary, experimental, and fiction. All of the films are really extraordinary. We had 235 submissions this year. So I think you're going to see a wide variety of themes, topics, styles, etc.
For me as a filmmaker, I'm always trying to explore things I don't necessarily understand, and visually I just love seeing stuff from other time periods or other places that I've never seen myself. We're creating these worlds, we're creating these environments and these characters and these settings that come to life, and they exist in this alternate state of being.
We're trying to make connections. I think that's one of the ways that SUNY-wide is going to be extremely beneficial to all the SUNY students, is trying to really share the strengths, share the networking, the connections from various, alumni across the SUNY-wide system.
SUNY-wide Film Festival will host keynote speaker, producer Andrew Miano. The Oswego alumni will touch on the state of the film industry today and share some of his professional experiences during his opening night address this Friday.
But he's a producer in Hollywood, film and television. He's produced films such as Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, the Oscar-nominated A Single Man. He produced In Good Company and Little Fockers.
Yeah, the programming this year I think is very exciting. It allows faculty and students to work side by side through these workshops. Also, you have the reception, which is a great place to just discuss, chat, share passions about why we make films and videos here in New York State. And that's the other thing, trying to really kind of bring the attention to New York State and what could be done here to foster our film industry.
The film screenings will be held at SUNY Oswego's Marano Campus Center Auditorium tomorrow afternoon.
Coming up, Carrie Wolovan joins us from the Literacy Coalition to give tips on how to get your children to read over the summer.
And after the break, we'll have your full weather with Jordan Dietrich. Stay tuned, you're watching Oswego Now.